Happening this week, an emergency symposium on Utah Lake. Researchers say they want to set the record straight on the shallow body of water in Utah County. Utah Lake most often in the news because of algae blooms that are common there during the summer. And right now there's a controversial plan that proposes dredging the lake and even creating artificial islands for housing units. Pretty crazy. But the scientists who study the lake say there's really so much more to this body of water and it should be protected. Here with me to talk about the lake and this emergency symposium, Ben Abbott, one of the organizers and an ecology professor at BYU. Ben, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Sarah.
Okay, this is the first time I've ever called a symposium an emergency. Why a symposium?
You know, there's almost nothing more boring than a scientific conference, right, or symposium, so I totally understand that. Utah Lake is at a crossroads. We're facing really big decisions in how we're going to manage the growing population in Utah County, also how we're going to manage the lake. What kinds of laws are we going to have in place? We really felt like, as a community of researchers from all the major universities across Utah and all the different kinds of organizations, we want to put the best available evidence out there, not for the scientific community, but for the people of Utah Valley, the people of Utah.
It sounds like you have a huge number of stakeholders invested in this, and I'm personally interested because I kayak Utah Lake all the time. It's a beautiful body of water. Talk to me about, you say Utah Lake is misunderstood. What do you think people get wrong most often about the lake?
Utah Lake is one of the most important ecosystems, not only in Utah, but in the whole Great Basin. 35 million birds go through Utah Lake every single year. There are over 300 species of other kinds of mammals and reptiles that live there. Also, it's crucial for regulating local climate. If we didn't have Utah Lake, we wouldn't have the snow and rain that we do. We'd also have more extreme temperatures in the summer. So lots of people haven't been to the lake. They don't realize that it's more than just a large kind of muddy body of water. It's a beautiful lake, really unique, and we need to protect it.
Yeah, it's always surprising. I go there, you know, every so often, but it always surprises me how big it is.
Yeah.
Utah Lake is huge. There's lots of corners to it.
It's 150 square miles. It's the third largest freshwater lake in the western United States.
Wow, very big.
Very big.
So we've talked, I mentioned a little bit, there's this housing proposition for the middle of the lake, but there's also talk about creating a Utah Lake Authority, kind of like the Inland Port Authority in Salt Lake City. Can you explain to me what that is, why maybe that is maybe not the greatest idea?
Yeah, so last year there was a proposal in legislature to create an authority, an appointed body that would regulate the lake. There are some difficult issues, right? There are many communities around the lake. It's hard to know who is in charge of such a large water body. So I understand the idea behind it, but they didn't involve all of the stakeholders that they needed. They didn't have that scientific background, and so it very well will be, it very likely will be back this upcoming session. We just wanted to make sure that whatever decisions are made are informed by the best science that we have.
Interesting. So obviously this symposium really based on creating public policy to help the lake in the long term. If there's anything you could, in our last couple seconds here, if there's any advice maybe you'd give to people around the lake using it right now in the short term, what can we all do to kind of benefit the ecosystem?
You know, the number one thing that you can do is get to know Utah Lake. Then you're going to be somebody who can advocate for it. There are lots of technical things we need to do, restore water, reduce nutrients, but it's on a good trajectory. You know, we're seeing widespread recovery, water quality is getting better, species are coming back. So let's preserve that progress that we've made and move forward.
Ben, where can people participate if they'd like to tune into the symposium?
The utahlake.byu.edu. You can tune in streaming tomorrow starting at 11 a.m.
Ben Abbott, thanks so much for being here with us. We'll have that linked on our website, abc4.com/GMU.